Good day, folks, and welcome to another edition of Inside Santa Fe Public Schools podcast. I am Joe Abeta, and today with us we have Felipe Nevarez, the Director of Transportation for Santa Fe Public Schools. How are you doing today, Felipe?
Doing good. Thank you today for having us.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. And then we have the Deputy Superintendent of Operations for Santa Fe Public Schools, Neal Weaver. How are you doing today, Neal?
Good morning, Joe. I'm doing well. Hey, and I just wanted to start this off by letting everybody know that we just went through the elections here at Santa Fe, and our Go Bond was passed, and we'd like to take the opportunity to thank the public for coming out and vote and for the strong support of our public schools. So thank you to the public.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's great, that the community out there does support the schools and the Go Bonds. It's been a great record with them to come out and say, hey, we feel it's very important to be able to support our schools by getting this Go Bond money, and also, what was it, the mill levy too as well, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, so that's great. But you guys are here today to talk about the first week of December, which is Ride Yellow to Go Green, and to promote kids and parents to have the students ride the bus to the schools, right? And so that's happening. That's coming up December 1st. We're recording this a couple of weeks before, but we had a chance to be able to promote that. I think what I really want to get started is with you, Felipe. Most people only see a yellow bus arrive each morning, but they don't see everything that's going on it takes to transport a student safely every day. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. One thing people don't see is that we're there before the rooster even gets going in the morning.
Yeah.
We're on site 5 a.m. We have drivers coming in as early as 5:15, 5:30. You don't see them out there doing their pre-trips. They take their pre-trips very seriously. Mm-hmm. Student safety is number one concern for all of us there at transportation. Mm-hmm. So, they are there on site making sure their buses are ready, roadworthy, ready to go out. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we have some dead batteries, and then here comes the mechanics in. They jump those out. We may have a light that's out. They change that out before the drivers even head out. So we have numerous items going on before the buses even roll out of our bus yard. And once they roll out the bus yard, they're out on route. We pride ourselves in trying to stay within a 5-minute window of whatever time that we do say on our site that they're going to pick them up. So we do know that it is getting to the colder months now, and we don't want those kids staying outside for extended periods of time outside at their stop. Very cold up here in Santa Fe. So that's a lot of the things that go on behind the scenes.
And it seems like, every day is game day for you guys for a school day, right? I mean, you're having to make sure that you are running every play efficiently, meaning getting the buses out, the drivers come up, and then those little issues that may come up, like a bus with a flat tire or weather. I mean, you guys really have to be ready to go on game day to play it in any type of and foresee any kind of issues that may come, but still perform and still get to that goal of picking up the kids safely and then bringing them to school safely, correct?
Absolutely. And we're only as strong as our weakest link. And every person there always has the kids of Santa Fe in mind whenever they're going out and running their routes. Safety is our number one priority there, which it should be with the buses. So from the mechanics to our bus assistants to our bus drivers, and to everybody in the office, we are all there to make sure that we can make that go as seamlessly as possible.
Yeah, no, that's pretty amazing, man. I put myself in that kind of situation in your shoes, and I'm like, oh wow, that seems like it'd be a lot of pressure, Felipe.
Oh, it is at times. But like I said, with the crew that I have, it really makes it a lot easier. Yeah,
no, that's great, man. That's awesome. And I think people sometimes they just need to stop and think about, wow, that's a pretty cool service that we have that still exists and that is supported, and we have the best people in place to be able to make that happen every day, every school day that they're needed. So good stuff. Neal, question. Can you talk a little bit about how bus transportation supports sustainability in Santa Fe?
Of course, Joe. Before we get to that, I'd just like to thank Felipe. Felipe talked about his team.
Yeah.
His team is incredible, and it's everybody from the bus drivers to, again, the bus aides, our mechanics, the office staff. They're doing a great job keeping these routes on time, keeping our students safe, and getting to schools on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But, sustainability is a really important aspect for Santa Fe Public Schools. We have an incredible number of programs focused around sustainability. We produce 25% of our electricity through solar. We are taking natural grass fields out and replacing them with artificial turf. We've reduced our water use by 40% over the years. And our bus systems are no different. We have electric buses in place, and Felipe will be able to talk to you a little bit about them in the next questions. But electric bus systems, we have propane buses. We're putting in. We just built a beautiful facility. It was one of the first adult facilities, if you will, administrative buildings that we've used our GO bond funding for since 1992. Just an incredible facility. The old building was just really outdated, and we needed to move this group of very important staff.
But was it a portable?
It was actually 4 portables put together.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It really did need to be replaced.
Yeah.
So we've put that new facility in, but along with that was some resiliency projects. So putting in chargers for the bus systems. We'll be putting in solar so that we can charge batteries during the day, which will then in turn charge our buses at night. So just continuing that focus on how can we be more environmentally friendly in every aspect of what Santa Fe Public Schools does. And that is especially true in transportation.
Wow. And I have seen that just, seen in the district, the efficiency of, of having the electric buses as well as taking all of our natural turf off and putting in artificial turf, which is pretty good. It's definitely gotten better, and it makes it safer for the athletes too when they're using the fields and stuff. So it's good stuff. And also the solar that's been going on too, which brings me to the next question. But I want to touch base on what Neal had said. So I know what's happening. You can give us an update on what's happening with electric buses. And, the obvious question, are they making a difference? But yeah, they probably are. But let me just ask you this. This is my 8th grade question. So in a sense, then, the sun is powering our electric buses at night. So we're not having to use gas or anything for those buses, correct?
So we're not quite to that point just yet, but that is definitely in the works and in the talks that we're talking about bringing a microgrid here, and just great things happening with the first steps we got when we got these 4 electric buses. It just kind of opened up a whole other world that we didn't even know existed.
Yeah, and so I mean that seems like that would be the ideal thing once you get there, but you need a like you said, a microgrid, right? A bigger solar farm. Is that what it would be?
Well, these first steps, when we built out the transportation, the first steps were to put in the chargers.
Okay.
At some point in the very near future, we'll start on the next steps to that project. That's installing the batteries, installing as you said, the solar field.
Yeah.
And it'll likely end up being covers for our buses. So it's going to be where we park our buses anyway. So that sun is used during the day. We harness the electricity from the sun during the day, and then we pull it out of the batteries at night.
And just as a reminder, we are not using fossil fuels like gas to fill these electric buses, right? It reduces our footprint, right? That's out there. And I know that there may be some debates on what I'm saying right now, but the intentions are there, and the good intentions are there, and the ultimate goal is there as to being more efficient with our footprint here in the community, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Also, okay, so what are the differences that these electric buses are making in our and the new technologies that we have in the district?
So, of course, one of the biggest things we see right now is our reduction in diesel fuel costs.
Okay, yeah.
That really helps out. We're still learning. Right now, we currently have 8 electric buses, hoping to get 4 more within the next year or two. So what we're learning is how does the electric bus do better on an in-town route? Does it do better on an out-of-town route? And that's where our different types of chargers come in. We have 4 level 3 chargers, which is a fast charge. You can hook the bus up, right? It comes in from one of its longer runs. You can hook it up. It'll be fully charged back in an hour. And that bus will have a range of about 100 to 120 miles, just depending. That mileage will go down a little bit, of course, during the summer and winter with the AC and the air and the heater pulling more a little bit on those batteries. But that wise, like I said, we have buses, our in-town electric buses that maybe charge every 3-4 days maybe, and we charge those we have 8 level 1 chargers, and that's a trickle charge. So that charges overnight. So that's actually saving us more money because it's not when all the grid is using it during the day. We're using that power there at night, and it's even saving Santa Fe Public Schools even more money. And the benefits of these electric buses, they're so quiet.
Yeah.
We notice that the kids have less problems. Nobody's yelling. It is just amazing how quiet these buses are. And with that, we also have propane. We also have 12 propane buses that we use. And, we're right now we're currently getting installed 3 propane tanks there so we can have on-site fueling. So we really are in the green aspect of it with our buses and leading the way with this.
Gotcha.
And Joe, I'll tell you something else that we partnered with P&M, and part of our transportation grand opening for our new department was a surprise, and that was that we received a rebate check, a refund essentially from a public service company in New Mexico in the amount of $317,000, and that's money that we would have been spending on installing these chargers anyway, and we did spend. It's coming back in a way that we can invest it into our children's education. So there's a lot of different benefits that we're seeing from these programs, including quieter buses, and but we also have the technology in place to start to understand what our limitations are around these buses and their range and different things like that. So it's a learning process.
Well, and I know with another technology that both of you are aware of, but I don't know if the public is that do all of our buses have Wi-Fi capabilities on them or no?
Yeah, absolutely. Every single one of our buses has Wi-Fi so that our students have access to their learning, to their learning resources, their digital resources, if you will, every day while they're on the buses to and from school. So if they choose to take part in their education or they want to get their homework done on the way home, they can absolutely connect and do that. It's still filtered just like it is when they're on school campus. So it's the same quality. It's the same type of network that students have within the school. Depending on where they are, what's nice about our systems also is that they are not vendor specific. In other words, they are able to pull from a couple of different carriers. So if they're in a part of town where one carrier doesn't work so well, they'll automatically swap over to the other system and stay connected for the most part.
That's pretty amazing. That's an awesome service that we offer for our students for sure. Yeah, that's great. That's good stuff. Okay, so the 80th day ridership count is coming up. What is the 80th day ridership count for the folks out there, and why is it so important?
Yeah, this is important because it really sets the stage for the transportation department's funding, right? So what we do is we look at a count on the 80th day and we look at a count on the 120th day, and we take an average of those two. So we're physically looking for how many students are on our bus on those 2 days. It's very, very important because this sets our funding for the next school year. Okay. And this is a service that we provide to Santa Fe Public Schools, to the parents, especially to our students. And if for some reason we have a very low ridership count this year, then that impacts us next year. And we have to look at how we can cut services to make that budget meet the needs of our students. Best case scenario is that we ride yellow to go green this next week of December 1st through 5th. I know we have Thanksgiving week coming up, but it's the week after that. We're really encouraging, and you're going to hear this message a couple of times, we're encouraging everybody to get out and ride the buses to help with help with sustainability, to ease congestion and traffic around our district, give mom and dad a couple of minutes back in the morning and the afternoon so they don't have to drop a child off or pick a child up.
Or get there early to wait in line to get the best, get in front of the line, right?
Yeah, and we all know that those lines can sometimes be frustrating. So give yourself a little grace the week of December 1st and through 5th, and let's all try to ride yellow to go green. But this is an incredibly important time for us. It's not only about sustainability, but it's also about providing us the opportunity to provide you the best services as parents and students.
Gotcha. Anything to add about Ride Yellow, Go Green campaign, Felipe?
The only thing I would add is just, you may not always ride the bus or hardly ride the bus. Give us a chance that week, We've all seen the traffic coming out of El Camino, around the Ortiz area. Mm-hmm. That can be greatly reduced if some more kids hopped on that bus in that area. Mm-hmm. And, we're already providing a service to everybody else out there. Mm-hmm. Give us a chance to earn your business, because we're really earning your business about that. And that's going to help everybody in the long run.
Yeah. No. Awesome. How does transportation tie into the broader mission and values of SFPS?
Yeah, I think you have to look at it. It's a core part of the mission, right? If our students aren't in school, if they're not there safely, if they're not brought to our schools safely and taken home safely and on time, then those are minutes lost, right? Those are minutes in a student's education lost. So this is a core part of what Santa Fe Public Schools does. And it really ties to everything that we do, right? We talked about sustainability already, but education is our core function here. Mm-hmm. And if students aren't at school, then they're losing that ability to learn something on any given day. So the work that the transportation department does, it's paramount to the success of our school district, which is really measured by how well our students are learning and how well we're preparing them for their future.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's really, I don't know, it's something all of us, I took the bus. I was Santa Fe Public Schools graduate, and I used to take the bus all the time to school, when I was in high school, before I learned how to drive. I was taking the bus. And it's so it's great that we still offer that service here in the community. And I think it's very important, and it helps parents out, and it gets kids to school. It helps with our attendance rate too as well, right? It makes things easier for them. So I think it's a very important service. And I think that this week, the week of the first week of December, we need to get out there and we need to support and honor that service that we've had. That's a tradition that is, that traditionally has been around in the schools for a very long time.
Yeah, and I think something that we didn't cover is all the extracurricular activities, right?
Correct.
Sports and field trips and all of these things. These are so important to our students.
Yes.
And without the proper funding, those programs they'll cost more, right? Mm-hmm. And for me, school is about learning, but it's also about all the other activities and the sports that you can do. And transportation is absolutely critical for that. So I'm just going to say it one more time: ride yellow to go green.
Yep, ride yellow to go green, and especially those field trips to the zoo and stuff like that too. I used to love that. Not that Santa Fe has a zoo, but Albuquerque does, right? So
that's right.
Starting in April, May, that the buses, we can just have a dedicated line going that way.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us today. I appreciate it. And remember, folks, the first week of December, that is the week that we're back from Thanksgiving break. Ride yellow to go green, starting on December 1st, right?
That's right.
All
Thank
right.
you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, folks, for joining us. Folks, have a safe week. Have a great week. Adios.